In a Genero program, a user has the ability to change some aspects of the graphical user interface. These changes are stored by the GDC and reloaded when the same application is run again. These locally stored settings give the user some customization of the graphical aspects of windows, toolbars, tables, and text edit widgets. The default settings for these objects are set through style attributes and can be modified through the form properties or a style file, the 4ST. In this video, we'll look at changing, disabling, and clearing the attributes that the GDC stores. The GDC settings are stored locally. On Windows, settings are stored in the registry in the GDC subdirectory under HKeyCurrentUser. For Linux and Mac OS, an internal system is used to store data. As mentioned, the settings that are stored are graphical aspects related to windows, toolbars, tables, and text edit widgets. You can find a listing of these settings in the GDC documentation. As you can see here, I've made some changes to the size of some of the objects in the window and the window itself. Now when we close the application, these changes that are made are saved. Rerunning the application shows that those settings are preserved. You can also ignore settings for a given form or for a given table. This allows you to let the user modify the whole application except those specific forms or tables. Also note that if you change the table definition in your form, settings will be automatically reset so your changes are visible without the need of clearing manually the settings. If you don't want your users to store settings, you can check the Disable button in the Advanced panel of the GDC. When run in administrative mode, you can also clear all stored settings and return the settings to their defaults. If Read Only is checked, the GDC will read the settings when forms are opened, but will not save settings when forms are closed. Now that we've cleared the settings, let's rerun the application and see that our defaults are back. In summary, you define the attributes of these objects through your forms and/or your styles. Then you can allow the user to modify the graphical aspects of these objects and save them as stored settings through the GDC. However, you can also disable stored settings for your users and preserve the defaults that you defined.